Hey, if you're an agent in the business and you're curious about how exactly to set appointments and what scripts are working, stick around. Hey everybody, Logan Williamson here. Thank you for stopping by the channel. If you don't already know me, I'm a full-time real estate agent, 6 years in the business. I have a team now scaling 7 states as we speak here in early 2022 in the continental United States. And I have helped hundreds of agents scale and grow the real estate agent the right way. And a lot of that has come from this channel. A lot of it has come from my free training, which you can find at agentmediamastery.com. But I'm here to tell you, as somebody that has an extensive sales background, that there is a specific way to set an appointment in this business. Now, there's a lot of controversy out there. Hey, is sales an art? Is sales a science? Well, we're gonna discuss that today, and I'm gonna give you a couple strategies that I think you're gonna find really, really helpful. As usual, we've got a lot to cover, so we're gonna dive right in. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to this channel. Please like this video. It helps us reach way more agents like you that are looking for more information about how to grow and scale your real estate business, and I'd be happy to help you. Any of my particular training or anything along the lines of what I offer can be found, like I mentioned, agentmediamastery.com for a free YouTube training, or you can go to wolfpackagent.com to get on my calendar to discuss potentially joining my group and my company mastermind. Okay, so again, and I've talked about this on previous videos, I have an extensive background in sales. I started in sales when I was 13 years old. I have door knocked and done cable sales for AT&T. I've worked in nutrition shops. I've worked at the bank. I've worked as bellhops, valets as the point of contact, trying to get commission or trying to get essentially tip dollars for the entire team because I was able to speak with people and have influence on them more so than other people that were working in these environments and the valets and different things. And I'll just tell you, with extensive sales experience, you're going to outperform somebody with no sales experience at all. And the reason for that, generally speaking, is because you get less and less fearful of asking for things that you want. And I will tell you right now that going over to San Francisco after I graduated from college, which was what seems like a lifetime ago, being in phone sales, being in outbound sales, traveling the country, working with some of the top tax professionals in the corporate space for Fortune 100s. I've sold software, I've sold furniture, you name it. But getting into real estate, I did have a lot of sales experience. So once you get the butterflies out, once you get past the limiting beliefs that you're not going to be able to do this, you start getting pretty confident in your ability to set appointments, to get people under contract, to actually conduct business and make money. So I want to get to one very, very specific point that I want to make in this video, and that is that one size does not fit all. In terms of scripts, there is not one particular script that I'm going to be able to give you that you can regurgitate to every single person that you talk to who's a potential client that's going to allow you to set an appointment, to get someone under contract. It's just not the case. That's what we come back to. Is sales an art or is it a science? What we'd like to do is make it as much of a science as possible to have repeatable processes that will help you get results consistently in the business. But every single person is different. I can tell you, even with the strategies that I have, I set appointments with 100% of the people that I talk to. I can do that confidently. But there are many times when I've had another personality type on the opposite side of the phone where I almost lost them just based on us not being able to see eye to eye. What I want you to consider when you are talking to a potential prospect is that you have to respectfully take control of the conversation. But the biggest tip that I can give you when it comes to scheduling appointments, when it comes to conducting this business, is to make it seem like you are not. A lot of people call it commission breath. I think that's stupid. It's to make people feel like you want something from them, like you're asking them for something. Hey, well, I think the next step for us would be to pencil some time to talk. You want to make it seem like it's all inclusive. Let's pretend like you contact me, okay? You contact me. Hey, I saw your YouTube channel, or I saw one of your advertising campaigns. I saw your website. I saw your Google reviews, yada, yada. We're interested in potentially buying up there. Maybe we're looking at renting. We don't really know what we want to do. Okay, hey, great. Where are you guys coming from? What's going on? Do you have any definitive timelines? The most important thing you can do is make them feel inclusive, like you are a seasoned professional and you've done this a million times. Hey, thank you so much for reaching out. Yeah, you can imagine with the way you found me, a lot of clients are contacting me from the same actual source, and I do this with all of my clients. The first thing that we're gonna wanna do is walk through a couple specific questions that you may have. We're gonna wanna touch on a couple specific tactical things that you're gonna wanna do if we decide to move forward with next steps. But I'll tell you that all of my clients are basically getting dialed in after we chat about this process, because I'm very, very familiar with this, and I like to make sure that all my clients are taken care of at a very, very high level. So all that being said, let's dive right in. You want to make them feel like they're a part of it. Like you work with a ton of people, you're doing the same thing with all of them to make sure that they're very well serviced and well taken care of. You want to make them feel inclusive. You want to make them feel like you are leading from a place of contribution. Instead of thinking as soon as somebody contacts you, oh, what's your price range? Okay, that could be a $12,000 commission. Okay, how am I going to get you pre-qualified? What am I going to do to get you under contract? No, put yourself in the other person's shoes. Think about their perspective. Think about how you can help them. When you lead from a place of unselfish contribution with your clients, you're gonna get a heck of a lot more of them. The biggest thing that I can tell you without being a master over the phone or in person, being new in the industry, is that your tonality does matter in sales. There have been times I have anxiety and different things like that where you get nervous and you start overthinking, thinking about things in advance. Like I mentioned, trying to calculate every little thing that you think that the client might ask you, how to overcome objections that haven't even come up yet because they haven't even voiced them. All of these little things can affect your tonality. And if you're stuttering, if you're mumbling, if you're not making eye contact, if you're not speaking from your belly, calm, cool, collected, and comfortably, a client is going to notice. And especially if you're new, especially if you're younger, these are things that will hinder people from working with you because they're going to be talking to people like me. And I assure you, when I talk to clients, and I have done this thousands of times, it's very, very hard for me to lose the business once I engage with that particular client. I'm sharp as a tack. I'm an expert in my market. They're going to know that, but they're only going to know that after they feel like I've done this thousands of times and that they're very, very well taken care of. So one of the things I want you to consider is if you're not an expert in the business, maybe you're brand new in the business, it doesn't matter that you don't know everything about every single question that they're going to ask. As long as you can be respectful, you can have good body language, stand up or sit up straight, don't slouch over, don't act like this when you talk to your clients and talk to them well and just say things like that. Don't do that. Sit there. Have a presence when you speak with your clients. And if you just tell them flat out, hey, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm definitely going to circle back around. Do you have any other questions related to that, just to make sure that I'm really thorough when I get you the answer that you're looking for? You can say that as many times as you want to, and people are going to respect it. The way that you deliver yourself with tonality, with your mannerisms, with your body language, if you listen to people, don't talk over people, they're going to respect you. Tonality, make sure that you let your clients know you're leading from contribution and that you do this with all of your clients. Let them know that in advance. It's going to drastically increase the number of appointments that you set. And what I will also tell you is that to an extent, you have to respect your time. And I really don't like when people come in like a bulldog and they say, take control of the conversation. I have a tendency to be over controlling inside of conversations just because I already know where people are going. If they're talking about financing, if they're talking about job offer start dates, if they're talking about certain areas of town, if they're talking about a lack of liking for certain traffic, if they have certain condition palatability, certain tolerance to certain property conditions, I know where they're going with it literally within 1 or 2 words of their sentences. So one thing I want you to make sure as you get better and better and more proficient in the industry and working with clients is be authoritative in your tone, be confident in your tone with how you speak to people, but do not cut people off. When people are talking, sit there, keep your mouth shut, let people finish their sentences. And if you choose to be a little bit more authoritarian or say, well, at this point in time, based on what you've told me, we need to do X, Y, Z. You don't have to be scared of saying those things, but do not speak over people. Let people finish their sentences. Very, very important. So the tips that I want to give you, it's not a specific script. It is that I want you to be confident in your body language and your mannerisms, very confident in your tone. I want you to make sure to let people know that you have a ton of clients, that you do this same process that you're doing with them, with all of your clients. And for that reason, it's going to be the best decision for them to make to do X, Y, Z, whatever they need to do, whether that's you introducing them to a lender, them sitting down with you over a cup of coffee to have an itinerary, to talk about a driving, basically itinerary and schedule of where they should be going in town. But beyond that, let them speak. If you do those 3 things and you actually ask for the appointment at the end of the call, you're going to set appointments with a lot of people. I set appointments with 100% of the people that reached out to me in 2021 as inbound leads simply by using these tips, tricks, and strategies. Now, if you have any comments or questions related to what I'm talking about, shoot me a comment below. Be happy to help you or produce more video content about these exact topics, about strategically helping you win business. Whew. Okay, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already done so, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in discussing anything related to my training or partnering with me at my current brokerage, you can go to wolfpackagent.com. I'll talk to you soon.